And welcome back to another video.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. We've got Harbinger. We haven't seen...
in a while. It's been...
have we seen any Harbinger, actually?
I believe our pre-con matches.
That's it?
I believe so. Yeah.
We're pumping so much, I just don't...
yeah,
I don't remember them all.
I mean, we have over 70 videos, or close to, at this point.
Yep,
so,
yep.
I mean...
Lots of good
it's
games.
hard to say, you know... So many good matches and so many avatars.
This is a lot of good games, except for the ones where you beat me. Those ones are bad.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
We have our playmats available.
Yes, of course. The purple ones, the otherworldly, have arrived.
Yeah, they have arrived.
From the other world.
Our Evil Red, and we also have our OG originals.
Yeah, so check out the link in the description if you're interested, and, join the Assorted Animals. What can I say?
Yep. So
okay. Let's take a look at your deck.
Yes, this is my first version of Deathspeaker since the Gothic release.
Okay. What's changed? What have you added that you're most excited about?
Believe it or not, the card I'm most excited about is Legion of Gaul.
Yeah, of course.
I just love this card.
I set you up for that. I knew what the answer was.
Yeah. No. Well, thank you for that. But yes, please. Definitely, I just love this card. You know, it's a 5-body, airborne, Genesis ability, look at a collection and banish 3 cards, and then being able to recast it from the cemetery. So banishing 6 cards from a collection seems really, really good. And, 5 power, airborne. I decided to take a break from the, Nimbus Djinn Summoning Sphere combo.
Yeah,
and I wanted to try, different things.
Nice.
So this is not like a final version. This is just like a first version. I'm just testing to see what I like, what I don't like. Young Master Damien.
I like this.
Love this value, getting 2 minions out.
This is an insane card.
Yes. I initially, at first, when I saw this card, I was like, oh, it's good. Let me try it out. But then, after playing with it, it's really good. It's
insane. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. I was joking to Marco. I was like, maybe I should cut it. He's like, are you mad?
Yeah.
This is probably like top 10 cards from Gothic set. Is like, this is really, really good.
Especially coming out of Earth, which obviously is not seeing as much love as other elements we're seeing currently.
Yeah, he also made a point too. It's like if you play like water decks and you have Pond, you just ignore the threshold and this costs 3.
You can play Gargantula,
Yeah.
Earth, Water, Pond, and Earth, Water, Pond decks are really strong. And on top of it too, now Corruptor just making this evil means Den of Evil. So if you play 3 elements with Earth, Air, and Water, you can you have 8 options to get this guy in play on turn 3 with no thresh, and you don't even have to play him on turn 3 or it or her on turn 3. Sorry, it's mother. On turn 3, you can play it whenever, and if you're just screwed with threshold, the Den of Evil or the Pawn will just fix that issue for you, right? Yeah. So it's not just about playing it on 3; it's also threshold.
Yeah. So basically, I'm trying to get to Inquisition is a really good card. Discard your opponent's hand. But essentially, I'm trying to get you to Major Explosion or Creative Rise, and have minions along the way to help me achieve that goal. Yeah, Battle Imps, Hot Wheel.
Get your value.
I just had to put 1 Scavenging Fiends,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. The roots. It's the roots. I understand.
It was just too powerful. I mean, Death Dealer. You
can afford the cores.
The cores, obviously.
No, I would play Plague if I were you.
Yeah, like I said, this is the first version. Yeah. Probably.
Maybe you were saying you were going to cut
Boris
this.
Maybe. The Younger is probably going to get cut. Chorus is probably going to get cut. So and maybe Jack the Ripper.
Well,
when it's good, it's good. Yeah. When it's not good, it's kind of like a dead card.
But it's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's check out Marco.
Let's check out Marco's deck.
So this man is obviously in love with Airfire, which is okay. Yes. Airfires are great colors, but this is his evil bomber. So the idea is we're hoping to get our summoning spheres, our Jihad Eclipse, and our natural summoning spheres.
Yeah. So potentially having like 6 places to
drop your minions. So that's why he's playing stuff like this and this.
Yeah.
And where is it?
Cobalts.
Well, Balor 2, Infernal Legion, Lamorak. kobolds for sure. Just the idea of dropping all these crazy things on your face and then being an aggro deck.
And then having the Voidwalk minions as well, so just being able to navigate the whole realm so easily.
And the Barghest.
And it's quite terrifying, actually.
This card is insane. I believe in this card so much that I think you can put it in decks with 4 to 8 evil minions. And the reason is, if they're aggressive decks. If they are aggressive decks. Because your opponent sees this card and it doesn't matter how many evil you're playing, they will believe that you are playing an evil deck, and it is much worse for them to have this card in your cemetery than in play, and it might actually build up 2, 4, 6 damage just by virtue of your opponent not wanting to kill it, and that is crazy output for a 2-cost minion, because then they'll have to kill it, and then it's in your graveyard anyways. So, card's insane until people start just killing it on sight, as they probably should. Because they're going to do it anyways. This card is fantastic. So especially in an evil deck, it's just amazing. Amazing card. Yeah,
I mean, and you got like Den of Evil. He seems to like Vindictive Nation too. Yeah, he seems to like that card. It seems like every time he plays fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. I mean, like, especially if you're an aggro deck, because there's so much Atlantean Fate and Earthquakes going around.
Yeah, that's true.
This card just, at least if you're going to lose your Thresh or your Sights, you can...
I mean, he's got the True Blood too and the Vampires for life gain, and just keep him afloat until he could put you to Death's Door.
So he's not playing River of Blood?
No.
In exchange to play these guys?
And as I've noticed in his other Witch deck, he does not have Ring of Morgan.
Yeah, again, no ring.
So
I think it's wrong, but it's fine. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to play the ring, and Desecrate. We don't see Desecrate very often. That's nice to see.
Yes.
An evil ally strikes its site, then may transform it. So you keep this. So I'm going to destroy your site and turn it into a card from my collection, but you keep the site, so it's still under your control. Just that it provides air now, right? So this is actually pretty good against water. Holy God. If you think about it, this is actually really good against water because you can break their body of water.
Yeah, for sure.
And take away their threshold too. Ooh, interesting.
And he's got Black Mass in the deck as well, which
He's got 39 evil minions, I think. I think they're all evil.
Pretty good.
So really strong.
Value, yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't want to be the person playing against this.
Yeah. So it's going to go without saying, when I was playing this match, I believe we did commentary that morning, and we played Sorcery that
day as well.
Early afternoon. Then we met up in the evening and played more Sorcery. So I'm like, brain is fried a little. So if you see me do a couple of questionable plays, please forgive me.
I'm going to question your turn 3 play. So I think it's unfair that you protected yourself versus my criticism, but
yeah, that's sweet. No, but I mean,
incoming criticism in 2 turns.
Incoming criticism in
T-2 turns. Yeah. So Marco didn't get the best rolls. I mean, I guess he did. I guess 12 and 7 are not crazy. They're not crazy.
No,
especially if you're playing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to retract what I just said. 12 and 14. Or 7 and 9 if you're on the Deathspeaker side are actually quite good locations if you are a charge aggro deck, because you're generally going to be playing your minions on those sites to attack inwards anyways. So being able to play one of your dudes for 1 less and then charge in is actually really strong. So I don't mind if I don't land right on their face. But my next favorites are definitely the 12, 14, 7, 9, depending on what side of the board I'm on. So, pretty good. 11 is pretty ass, but, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
So, I mean, you're building in the bank, which is pretty standard, at least for you and me and some other, the Deathspeakers in our community. Anyways,
although
we like to do this.
Okay, so with Deathspeaker, I love building in the back row most times. I am, however, terrified when I do play against the water, because the Ruler of Thal, Polar Explorers.
Sure.
And especially, I know now, being able to come from the other side. So, that being said, most times I'm comfortable with letting the opponent come in. However, it has backfired on me where they were able to, shift sites around with, Rift Valley and kind of blocking me. So, there's, some caution needed when you're just playing all your sites at first and all. I'd like to move up a little bit from time to time depending what I'm playing against. So and you've done it to me too, with where you just you block me off and I'm just I can't play sites.
Yeah, so
and I'm stuck to 5 and I need 6.
Building in the back can be a tricky. Like, it's not wrong, and decks definitely want you. There are certain decks that encourage it, but it's definitely it increases your chance of getting into serious trouble.
So you had a criticism of my third site placement.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know why we would build it in the back personally if we're then going to put a site underneath one of the locations that the Harbinger landed on. And considering that he can come in and cut off both of those, had you played on 5, you could at least start to own the left side of the board.
Yeah, that's true.
Now here you can go in both directions, but you don't want to go to 7 because his dice is there, right, where his Harbinger location is, so you're less inclined to keep building in that corner, which is why I think this step on site 2 might have been a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have you got like a lot of powerful cards, though. That's the thing, right? Like, you got the ring, you got
like
the stone.
I'm also feeling pretty comfortable. I got Ring of Morgan, and if I need to ping the princess and recast it, I'm okay with that. Although now having this,
so Mazuja fruit is good.
Having this evil-looking demon right in my face, which doesn't feel that great.
Honestly, so if you compare this to the cat, right? Because Pond and Den of Evil provide the same kind of discount, and now of course the discount didn't matter, but the threshold did matter, right? He only has 1 fire here. So if this was a cat, you could ping, and kill with your, let's say your Apprentice Wizard was on your starting site, you double ping with some cheap spells, especially because you have the stone, and you kill the cat. And then you recast one of your things next turn, and everything is all good, and you still have a ring in play. Here, it's like, okay, didn't we just say you're not inclined to build into that corner? What are you doing?
Yeah, sorry. Again, I was tired.
But I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Like, what more important is the cat, right? Like, this thing with Airborne, you can't do that now. It's so much harder to kill. So even though Marco's going to lose 2 life, just by virtue of it having Airborne, I mean, it's
tough.
It's more likely to live. Now, you're happy to block, I think, with your guys, because them blocking saves you 4 life, and then you can just recast them. Ooh, okay. Morgana's nice.
Yeah.
And it only costs 2.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Do you remember if you had nothing you could play, or if you just didn't want to play because it wasn't enough? It wasn't worthy of breaking the ward?
I don't think I had enough mana. Yeah, so that's feeling really bad. Yeah, that's happened to me more than once, where I'm just like, praise Odin. I draw Morgana, draw 3 cards.
Yeah, but I mean,
then I just get
maybe if maybe in a state of slightly less brain mush, you could also move the Apprentice Wizard over to the temple and like sacrifice it. I know either you leave it there for lightning bolt protection if you're absolutely focused on lightning bolt, or you could even just sacrifice it to get 2 mana to cast Morgana spells. Perhaps it's interesting. It could be interesting.
I think had I been in a better state of mind, I think I would have moved. Knowing that the person's playing Air, I think I would have moved the Apprentice Wizard to where Morgana was.
And just let it show.
Just to let it have a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
So worst case, okay, I lose the 3 cards, but at least, the odds are, it's not like a guaranteed loss.
Okay.
I have that 50-50 gamble where...
Right, but here now, because of the Desecrate, right? He's got it. You still have to deal with this stupid thing, but it has +1 power, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 5 power now. Sheesh.
Yeah. So not feeling great.
See, like now, this is part of the issue with building too much in the back row, and it's not like an issue because it's not like a you issue. This is just in terms of the conversation of building in the back. You must play on 6, because if you don't play on 6, you must play a site here. And B, you should probably play on 6, because if you don't, he'll cut you off. If you go to 9, he can go to 14. Like, you basically are contained now, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like playing again in the back row was probably like nail in coffin-y in terms of how much mana you're going to have access to this game. Like perhaps 9 or 6 would have been the call.
My thinking at that time, again, I think having been playing the site on 9 instead, because I was like, okay, if I play on 9, he's going to have, he could just summon a minion on, 8 and then come in on the side. But I think at this point it doesn't really matter because you could just play on 7 and come in on
exactly
2.
So yeah, and another thing too, by the way, this is actually quite toolbox is good.
Yeah.
This is honestly quite educational if you ask me, as opposed to anything else, because putting the fields on 5 also allows Marco to attack there should it live one more turn, and now it's farther away from your avatar. So playing your site on 6 instead means Marco's forced to attack somewhere nearby your avatar, which just makes it so much easier to ping it and kill it, right? So you don't necessarily want to, isn't in general, not even you, just in general, even myself, anybody, you don't want to give your opponents too many sites far away from your avatars if you can afford not to, because it just makes it that much harder to protect those sites and minions you might have there. So it's good.
Yeah, so definitely. So that's the thing with his deck too, is like he's getting like these beefier creatures, every turn, where I'm just trying to build up. So you could see that.
Oh, then you just drew a tri-site,
yeah.
So another reason to not occupy your final back row site, right, is if you are playing tri-sites, you have to be aware of the fact that those might just be ripped off the top, which is why you might be inclined to put them in Pathfinder. But let me tell you, don't do that.
Don't do that. No,
don't do that.
No. I've seen gameplay where people have tri-sites. I mean, granted, this was prior to Gothic release, so now you have a lot more sites to play with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, playing tri-sites in Pathfinder seems really bad.
Yeah. Did you gain your life for playing that wizard?
I believe I did not. Or maybe I did afterwards. I think I spoke to Marco.
I think, you should... this is a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I think you should still play the tri-site, because if you don't, Marco will just take square 9. And you'd be much happier with him taking square 14 than 9, because then if he really wants to cut you off, he needs to draw even more sites. Whereas here, whether you play a site that gives you nothing or you don't play anything, at least you don't give it to him, and it might give you a chance to get 10, 15, and 14. Anyway,
attacking for 4. I haven't played against Harbinger since like the pre-cons.
Yeah. But it's funny.
It's been like 2 months, almost 3 months, honestly.
Well, I mean, look at what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a good reason as to why not, because maybe he's winning this game, but he hasn't used his discount once. The discount has been entirely irrelevant the whole game.
Yeah, so it kind of feels bad if you don't have Speaking of feeling bad, do you ever have an Infernal Legion
smash
right next face, smash right into your face?
Yeah, but so, I mean, you didn't even tap your avatar to draw, but that's okay. You probably already realized that this was more showcasing for Harbinger, and also a lesson in site placement. That's what I mean. If for nothing else, I think it's a very valuable video in terms of the dangers of building in the back row.
So initially I was like, this video where, we want to showcase, the sites could have been placed better, but I think it's more of an educational video of, you should really have like your site placement thought out and take the time to really consider your options. Like for me, it was just, I was just playing it and not really thinking 2-3 steps ahead. So, and then now I'm paying the price for it later on. So,
and it's also important too, because compounded with all this, the cards Landmass and Overflow were printed in Gothic, and Overflow is starting to see more and more play, in my opinion, in my experience, and I think it should see more play, in my opinion, and that's true for Landmass also. And your opponent can just get 2 sites out of nowhere on a turn, and if you've positioned yourself in such a way that they can cut you off easily, and they have a card like that, they should, and they most likely will absolutely take advantage of that. So site placement, I think, has become even more important in Gothic, and I think it's going to continue to be important as the game progresses.
I was like, I can't.
This Hot Wheel is pretty miserable, huh?
I'm like, this is so bad.
And you can't even play it as a blocker because it has to move forward.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's what I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't even. I mean, I could play it there, and then
Because it rolls forward and it doesn't. So yeah, at this point you might
so
as well.
I'm like talking with them. I'm like, of all cards I have to draw right now, this is like the worst one.
But yeah, at least you dealt with the Legion.
So I'm like, okay, at least I could maybe play it in,
yeah, because you can't
three
even
and roll forward. I could start maybe applying a bit of pressure.
You can't even put it on 8 because he came in. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Like how that guy is, the vampire is pretty far away. If we never played on square, what is that, 1, maybe he'd be forced to be attacking on 2. You could be pinging it every turn with your ring, and like while you play sites, whereas now you'll have to move if you want to be near it, right? So there's this idea of keeping sites, attackable sites, close to you, which is why the basic understanding of site placement that's been put forward by other people who talk into microphones has been the T, right? Like the first 2 sites in front of you, and then it's like for example, your 3, 8, 7, and 9. Like you occupy those, and then you build 4 and 2, so you have those 6 squares, and they're all nearby your avatar. Yeah.
So I'm getting rid of.
Yeah. So it's nice.
I took a double look. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of the
Death Door
finishers instead.
Yeah.
I was like, because I only saw the other one at the end. I think it was Firebolts at the end.
Okay. And Legion of Gaul is also a really good answer to the vampire dude.
Yeah.
Too.
So I was like, okay, at least I have a blocker. At least I have his Death Door finishers removed, so if he draws toolbox.
Yeah, but if Gothic did one thing for us aggro players, it gave us a lot of Death Door finishers.
Yeah, that's true.
And, well, speak of the wheel and it shall roll.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
Well, at least he played it correctly this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, this
offense.
game is likely coming out before that one.
Oh,
so,
is it? Well,
anyways, Golden Rule spoiler.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So, okay. I mean, Damien would have been...
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what you should have done? That turn where you didn't play the site on 9 would have been a good turn to move over to 4 so that you can get to 10. Get to 5 at least, right? Because then him playing Hot Wheel would require... Actually, you know...
you could have played it on 9.
Just to say, again, in terms of like the educational value of videos, right? If you can make your way over there, you can also play on 15. And if you can stay at 5 and play a site on 15, he can never Hot Wheels in to kill you.
Yeah.
So very, very interesting to consider. So there's so much to unpack with site placement in this game, and like I think that's why even if this is a one-sided match that was potentially written on the walls early on in the game, there's still so much to learn from site placement in the game, and you could make entire podcast episodes and videos, even game commentaries can be solely focused on the sites, in my opinion.
I mean, this is a kind of. I wish it was like a better matchup because I've done pretty well with this deck so far.
Yeah,
so unfortunately, it just didn't.
I can see from experience actually that we had a few good games recorded that we had to scrap for other reasons, and they were all really good showcases of the Deathspeaker and your Deathspeaker. So, I mean, it happens. Like that's why no games are perfect, and we try to always showcase everything we can, but.
Sometimes it's great, sometimes not so great, especially for me. But
there's always things to learn, right? So that's something. If we can, and believe me, I had difficulty with it too. So I'm not calling you out, but if we're able to separate our egos from what the purpose of these videos actually is, it makes losing on camera a lot less stressful, right? Like a lot of people don't want to play because they don't want to get their stuff, like they don't want to show that they make mistakes or that they might not play perfectly, and like those are the best ones to record because we can actually speak about it, and that's how you'll know you're making those mistakes or those misplays or whatever, and you can actually improve from them if they're appropriately spotted.
So definitely room to grow for sure.
Yep. So
that being said,
we'll see you next time.
Yep.